For the next part, what we're gonna go through, we're gonna start here. If you're in BoldTrails, go to Contacts. If you're in KvCORE, you can click your 3 lines in the top left and go down to the third one that says My Contacts, or if you go to the third button on the left, it'll say Smart CRM or Contacts. And then you'll be in all your people. So BoldTrails, it's the second button down. KvCORE on the left, it's the third button down. Either BoldTrails or KvCORE. And then it's gonna have all your contacts if you have any loaded up, ready to go. The first thing I wanna show you here, underneath your status, if I only wanna work my new leads, if I click new leads, it's only gonna show my new leads. And then it'll be ready to go, so you have 109 new leads in here, or she does. And then I'd be ready to work my new leads and be able to work these. Okay, I'm gonna add myself real quick as a client for her, just because I don't want anyone to see her and her client's information, of course. All right, I'm gonna add myself. Go like that. Let me close myself up for a second. So I'm a new lead there, of course, so there's my lead. I can also search for buyers, prospect, any type. You can go through and you can clean it all up. Now say I wanted all new leads and I wanted to send them a message. I could go right here and I could hit this button above, right here it says CON, like contact first name. I would click that button and it would highlight all 50, because I'm setting 50 rows.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I hit all 50, I just hit text, and I could write a message here and it would instantly send a separate text message to all 50. So this is an easy way to follow up with all your clients really quick without having to call them or text every single one. You can do a blast to everybody at the same time. Now, if I want to use AI, I can go right here, send a check-in message, and then hit generate after those 2 buttons, and it will build the message for myself. Now, I don't trust there. I know this is probably silly, just me being how I am. I get rid of where it says hi first name. I just leave hi, and then I change it. I just want to reach out, and that's it. And then I could send that, and then I'd be good. And then my check-in message is done, quick, easy, good to go. Okay, and that's the same for email. You see that? Highlight all of them. And I can do email, mass text, email, video message, or I could delete them all, whatever I want to do. I can transfer them to somebody. I can do all kinds of stuff in here to work with my client.
If you want to change like a new lead to something,
I'll show you right now.
you know,
Yep, to change them to like a prospect or something else.
yeah,
Then you click on the person's name. So everyone go ahead and pick a lead and click on their name to open it up. I'm gonna put myself in there. So this is me. So when I click on a lead and open myself up, right here in the middle, as you're right here, Robert, you look in the middle, it says new lead. If I was gonna make myself active or prospect, you just click the button. It says, are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. And then it kicks me as prospect. So you can change your client as they become active, they become a client, they get contracted, they close. You can go through and follow along real easy to know what step your clients are in the process. Then you can follow along really good and track it and see what's happening. Okay, and it will help you do that. Okay, everyone good there? What we're gonna do, we're gonna start on the left-hand side. It has your client's name like me. It has phone number, email, all right there. And this one grabbed an address for me as well. And then I'm gonna go through. Underneath that, I might wanna add myself as a buyer, whatever I wanna say. Like I say, I'm a buyer, I can change it here, whatever I want, buyer, seller, renter, vendor, or agent. Okay, we change it right there. And then down below after that, where it says hashtag, this is where you can label your client. You can put as many labels as you want. I'm gonna type like buyer, is gonna be one of my labels. I'm gonna also put first time home buyer. If I spelled it right, it'd probably be better. First time home buyer. Now remember, you see when I type it in, I can't make it any spaces, or I don't put the hashtag symbol, and I don't put spaces. I just type like first time home buyer. Okay, no spaces or anything, it all has to be together. It's a little weird, that's what they call the hashtag, but it's just a label so you can organize your clients. Now say I was gonna buy, and I told her, you know, hey, call me back January 1st, that's when I'll be ready to buy. She could have put in here January hot, And then that would know that I'm a January hot buyer when she put notes in here. So you can organize your clients wherever you want, as in-depth or as low-depth as you want, to get it all set and get it organized, all set to go.
Mine doesn't look like this.
You're a client, and you right here, Robert, in the top left, did you click on someone's name?
Mhm.
And then it opened up? Let me
Oh,
see.
there it is down there.
It's a little lower, you gotta scroll down a little bit, yep. Okay, underneath that it has insights. So this shows where it came from, like I was here 3 minutes ago. I came from adding myself manually. And this would say if it came from your website, from Facebook, anywhere, it'd tell you exactly where it came from, how they got in there and how they're added. So this gives you good details about the client, it gives you some ideas of what's going on with them. So you can track it a little bit better that way. And then down below, it shows that Avalon, I can't say it. Avalon is the one owner and it's assigned to her. So I'm her client right now. I'm her owner and her client. And if she was gonna share it with me, say I wanted to share it with someone else in my brokerage as a referral, I could just hit share. I would just pick anyone else in my brokerage, like say I'm gonna do Gold Team, I would share it with the Gold Team. And then I could either edit it, and they could edit or view it, or only view it. And that's how you can share client referrals across your broker. Anyone else who has KvCORE in your same broker, you can see it and share it with them. Okay, that's that first section. Any questions on that? Okay, and now the middle section, the way you read it, you start from the bottom and you work your way up. So you can see this is assigned to Evelyn. I have the seller valuation because I have an address in there. It gave me a predictive score, which means how am I probably gonna answer yes or no or talk to her. Because I haven't done anything yet, I don't have any real predictive score. So that's only gives me 2 stars because they don't know anything about me yet. And then I got changed to a prospect, and then I can't, change from, I added that from buyers, and I added different hashtags and stuff. And you can go that way. So that's how you can read the client. If I looked at her home on her website, if I signed in on my computer and looked at a home on her website, then this would show the home I looked at, all that information would all be wrapped up there together. So you could track it that way. Okay? That makes sense. And then in the top right, where it says actions, this is where you can start to do stuff with the client. So right here for actions, if I hit new call, and then if I hit call now, it'll call my cell phone, and then it will call the client. And then it will connect you in a voice in a call with that client on your cell phone. And it will go through like that, and that's your call now. Now if I do a call, I wanna make sure I put an outcome, and if I click outcome, I can go here, let's say they didn't answer, I can go right here, call attempted, no message, and I can leave a message. Tried to call, they didn't answer, or I left a voice text, whatever. But say I talked to Andrew here, say I was Evelyn saying, come on, I talked to Andrew, I'm like, you know what, call me in 2 weeks, I'm busy. At the bottom, under follow-up action, I would put create appointment. And then if I create an appointment here and save it, I will be able to make the appointment type. Buyer appointment, phone call, here's the date, the time, between me and Evelyn, and then I can go through here and it will automatically, if I click this button, it'll connect it to the calendar, it's just not picking it up. Should connect it with, and I put all the details here. It still won't let me click it for some reason. It's supposed to let you click the button here and then it will connect your calendar and the clients and connect them together with a calendar invite for that time.
Do you think that's because there's not an end time?
It shouldn't matter. I don't think, because it's just start, there's no real end time. It's just weird. I have to check the setting on hers to see if she connected her calendar.
You're in yours now, right?
I'm in hers.
This is sending the invitation just to you as the agent. The
Right
other,
now, it's just me, but if you click this, it'll send the invitation to both of you,
you and the client?
you and the client, reminding them to call, that you're gonna be calling them at that time.
Oh, I see.
Yep, so it's a great way to follow up without having to do a lot. And then I would click set appointment if I was gonna do it.
So question, if that happens and you're putting a description of those details.
Yep.
And you say, oh, this is a potential nosy neighbor, but don't do that because
Don't do
they're
that,
gonna
'cause
read
this is
it.
the details of the meet, yeah.
They're gonna, so
Just
it's,
say, talking about,
conference about your home
local
listing
homes,
or
yeah,
buying.
talking about your homes,
gotcha.
put something nice in there to make it
Right,
sound
I was
like
just
that.
curious, do they read that description?
Some might, some won't, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And then you would set the appointment.
Okay,
So,
Okay.
I'm very sorry, how did you schedule the phone call one
So
more
I'm like,
time?
right here, you click new call,
Okay, new call.
and then you have to click an outcome, like, right here where it says outcome, you have to put like, left voicemail, or whatever, or talk to client, and then underneath it, it says follow-up action, schedule appointment. And then
Gotcha.
once I schedule the appointment, I save call outcome, and then here it is, ready to go. Okay? And then I would fill out all these details, like buyer appointment, phone, put a description, and connect if I can. That make sense? Are you good? Okay?
I'm good, and I just started playing with one of the options here, and so I was seeing if this is, because there was another option that said to schedule call.
Yep, you can do that instead, yep.
Is that the same thing? Does it call you first and then
Well,
reach through to
it
them?
calls you first, yep, once so you have to go in there at that time and initiate the call. The computer just doesn't automatically call.
Okay,
It
so,
just reminds you to call the person at that time.
so if I do it your way, then it'll remind me, it'll pop up.
Yep, on your calendar, as long as you have your calendar connected. Like part one that we did this morning, where I showed you how to connect everything, that's gonna connect your calendar that way, that's why I showed you that. And then you'll be able to do it that way. Okay, that's your call. You can also add a note. You can send an email, just a regular email and text, just like you would normally. You can add a task if you want to remind yourself to do something. The other thing it offers you is you can do what's called the voicemail drop. And what a voicemail drop does, it lets you record a message and send it right to the client's voicemail. It'll ring 1 second and hang up, and then it'll go right to their voicemail. And that's not a free service, you have to pay a little bit for that. I don't know exactly how much. I think it's like $100 for 250 voicemails, or something like that. You can click on their packages and check them out.
I get calls like that all the time.
A lot of people do that now, I'm trying to see if it
It'll say
lists.
voicemail, I go to voicemail.
So here it is, see plans, I'll show you what the plans are. So here's the plans. Okay, so it's cheaper than I thought. 150 voicemails for $20 a month. Or 500 voicemails for 50. These are the plans you can pick to do your voicemail drop if you want to. I should be at the top here, okay. All right, and then I can have my voicemail drop that way. The same thing with your premium videos. You can record a video, and if you have this recorded, a video and everything, you can send this in, like this would show a video. I could record a new video, and then I could have my video title, and I'd have to record my video. And then I can send this. You can only send out a couple free videos, and then you have to buy the video plan, just like you do for the voicemail. So I recommend finding a local lender, like here in San Antonio, we have Red Mortgage. They have a really good video room, and they'll help agents at no charge do really nice videos. So that way you can do an intro video, talk about yourself, what you bring to the client, all that, and make them short, like 20, 30 seconds. So when you talk to the client and they say, oh, I'm not, or they don't answer their phone, or they say, who's this? You can text them your intro video. Hi, this is Andrew, you reached out to me, I'm excited to work with you, da, 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 da. And then you can have your little videos. So find a place that will help you do it and build your videos for free, and you'll have those set up. Otherwise, you can send these here, but you won't be able to send out that many. It's limited. So again, I have to go to record new video, and then whatever test, and then I have to try to find a big media device, all that stuff.
What was the name of that lender
REV Mortgage, Red Mortgage in San Antonio,
Where's their office?
right by I-10 and 410 on the medical side, right by the medical center. Yep, and they're really good. They're specialized in veterans. Yep, I think his Red was like Reach Every Veteran or something like that. So they help veterans buy homes a lot. They're really good at that. So that's what you can do for your videos. I know some people have another thing here that says, do you guys have another button here? I think you do in
It says-
KvCORE.
It says present.
Present, yeah, so that's called KvCORE Presents. Let me open up my own KvCORE and jump in there myself and show you. Get in there. So what Presents does, this lets you click on person. So right here, or it'll say Core Presents. Either Presents or Core Presents right here. Some BoldTrails, like she doesn't have it in hers, some brokers don't have it, it's a paid extra. So if you have it and you click Core Presents and it opens up, this lets you build a quick CMA and a listing presentation all for you.
What?
Yep, it's a really cool thing to have in there now.
Well, we have it, I don't use it.
So you guys should use it. So once you have it and you click it, it'll open up.
Mhm.
And then if it doesn't show this, it'll say, it'll have a bunch of options. And the option on the left will say, get the listing. And then, for example, I'm gonna pick, just this address here. It doesn't matter what the address is.
Can you do 222 Rabbit Run?
Sure can. It's 222 Rabbit
Yes. Run, space, Rabbit,
Road.
no, Run, R,
Okay,
Two.
Rabbit, oh, if I spell it right.
and
Rabbit
then
Run.
RUN.
One having a rough day. Okay, Rabbit Run.
No, it should be San
Is
Antonio.
it 3 2s?
Yep.
Our Rabbit is 2 Bs, right?
2B, yeah, it's right, you've got it right. It's
Oh,
in San
Because it's in
Antonio.
Bernie, that's why. Let me try it again.
You're missing a 2.
Testing. I'm still missing a 2, come on. Okay, let's try that, and then I'll put San Antonio. Sometimes you have to type it all in yourself. And then I can see if I can find it in Texas.
I'm gonna give you the zip code if it helps.
If they don't ask for it.
Oh.
Okay, it popped up, 5-bedroom,
Yes, that's it.
3738, okay?
Yes, sir.
So you see, sometimes it'll preload your house and find it for you, sometimes it doesn't. And you have to just type it in like I had to type San Antonio and then Texas. And then it found the home. Okay, so then the next thing you do is you hit comparable details, and it's gonna load up the comparable details. Now this is a ton, of course, so that's ridiculous. So I'm gonna go to the top of my map where it says 1 mile, and I'm gonna change it to 0.25 miles, for a quarter mile. And then if I can take a look at this subdivision and see what this subdivision's like. So Rabbit Run is like a, oh, I see Dancing Bear area, I know that area, okay? Yep, so it's over here by Timberwood Park.
Yes.
So if I want to do it, Rabbit Run is here. If I want to just keep these couple comparables, I probably want to go over here to close date on the left and change it from 6 months to 12 months. And now it shows everything that closed in the last 12 months. And if it's not enough, I could do a quarter mile, or I could do a half mile. And then I have more comparables, so I have a lot more there in a half mile. It's better if you can keep it a quarter mile, because I don't have a lot of comparables here. I have some, let's see. I have some sold. Yep, so I have no sold in a half mile. So I'm gonna go to a half mile. It's still not, it says some sold, but not as much. And then I'm gonna kind of just see there. My square footage is good, my beds. You're at 5, let me try 4 bedrooms. I get a lot more with 4. So then you just have to tweak it a little bit, as you can see. This was a harder one. So I can go through here and tweak it, property type, make sure it's single family, check the bedroom count. I can change that from 5 to 4. Like right here, I'm gonna just do 4 on it. And now it's 4. My square foot, year built, 12 months, ready to go. And then if everything looks like I do have some, so you can say I have 1
Max.
sold, and then that's it. And then I'm gonna hit build CMA and see kind of what pulls in here. And then once it updates, it's building a little quick CMA for me. And you can see this one was a bad example because it only has 1 property showing. Is that what you're kind of finding too?
Yeah, I'm doing it with you.
Yep, I'm gonna try to go back so I can find more. Because it shows other homes in here. I don't know why this one,
It's not picking it up.
maybe it's not picking it up for some reason. Oh, you know why? Because it's smaller. The square feet's too short. So if you go here to square feet, right now it's doing 20% plus or minus, which is what the appraisers like. I'm gonna drop the I'm gonna go a little bit lower square feet. And I can go like 30% plus or minus, or 30% minus, 30% plus. And then I'll get a little bit more data in there. So you have to tweak it a little bit. If it doesn't have a lot of data, of course, just like anything else, we're not doing a CMA class right now, but that's how it would be.
Right.
I'm gonna hit next build CMA. I'm just kind of showing you how to do this. I should have showed you the other address that has better.
Sure.
And then here, it shows you, I'm just gonna start over, because this one doesn't have a lot of data. I'm gonna show you one that I know has data on it. You can kind of see what it's supposed to look like. So this home in Texas, all right, I'm just gonna grab it, quarter mile, closing date, I'll do 9 months, whatever. Okay, that's plenty of data, quarter mile, build CMA. Okay, so this one, we're gonna go a little bit better, get some CMA so you can kind of just see what it looks like when you have data. See right here, it shows you 3 things. It shows the average of closed, the average of active, and the average of pending. So now your client knows what is closed in the last 9 months, what's pending, and what's active right now. So you know who you have to fight. So the average right now is 615 of active, closed is 620, pending is 567. So in our area, people are dropping their price because they want to sell. They've been on the market for a long time. And then if you go here, it shows the average monthly sale price based on those numbers. I can click on it and open it up and it shows me all that data. Or I can look at right here, 600, it's a fresh market, which means the market here, these are the average weeks it sells. So 10 weeks is the average for the market, it's still pretty good. Not too bad, more expensive. And then selling pace, it's a little slow, took less than 45 days. And then it has your price per square feet in 72 days is the average shelf life for the average days on market. And then once I have that, I just go to create presentation and it loads up and then I have your presentation ready to go. And I'm just gonna hit the next button here. And then it has all your presentation loaded with all your data. And then right here, it talks about even like pricing your home correctly, everything. So it gives you all that stuff ready to go. And it shows right now in the MLS, if you list your home with me, there's 183 buyers right now in the MLS in that area looking to buy. So it pulls that data right from the MLS. And then if I hit next, I can talk about my marketing, all that stuff. And then if I'm ready to present this, I hit present and share, and it builds a little presentation. And then I can go through, add my net sheet, add a video talking about myself. I can do all kinds of different things and load all this up to be part of the presentation. But this is a really cool thing that they're starting to do in some of the KvCORE and BoldTrails. So that again was right here on Core Presents. We're not gonna spend too much time on that, okay? Now when I go back to your BoldTrails or Core Presents, underneath that, it says more actions under premium video. If you go to more actions, this is how you can unsubscribe. Like say I didn't want to get text messages, I could click unsubscribe from text or emails. Or if they accidentally unsubscribe and you know they want them, you could resubscribe them here as long as you have the client's permission. And you can put people back on and off. Now the other thing I like to do here a lot is I'll go down here and find on Facebook. Because I want to know, I kind of social media stalk this person, which is me right here. I want to kind of know if what this person does, what home they're looking for, anything like that. And then I can go and look and I would say, oh, this person's already a realtor. You know, and then talk about a bunch of real estate posts because the training we've done for the last couple of days. And then see, it's kind of cute. These are chicken tenders. It says, I like silly dad jokes. And then you can find something about the person's personality, what they post about. Looks like I post a lot of real estate. I didn't realize that. And then you can do it like that. Here's some books I like, some interesting books. And then things like that, you can learn about a lot of different stuff. So I'm kind of a bad example because if you go to photos, I have just a lot of real estate stuff. You go to photos, you see I do a lot of real estate. You can see military, friends, all that kind of stuff in the past. But what you're looking for when you look at the person's client, you want to see if they have any kids, if they have pets. Real estate people like myself, we post a lot of homes about real estate, so that's kind of boring. But if you look at other stuff, you'd know. So say they have kids and pets, you know that they probably need a 3 or 4 bedroom home, at least probably a 4 bedroom. If they have children, they're going to want a bigger yard. So when I call the client, I wouldn't say, hey, Andrew, you see, I saw you at 123 Main Street, that was a great house. I could say, Andrew, I saw your home over here, it was awesome. It's a beautiful yard, it's perfect for kids and pets. Do you have any kids? And they'd be like, I do have kids. Well, that's great. This is gonna be perfect, this will be great for you. How old are your kids? And then we can have a conversation without them realizing it, because I already know everything about it. And I can also go here and go to more actions again, and I can look me up on LinkedIn. And then if I was signed in, I could sign in and kind of figure it out. That might be annoying. If I was signed in already, it would let me log into LinkedIn, I could be signed in, do the same thing. Now underneath that, it says search alerts. This is your MLS drip. So if this was a buyer, I would go add, and I would add them to when I click add at the top, I would fill out the MLS just like I was in the MLS drip, all the information and put it in there. Now I'm gonna go back to timeline here to go back. So that's where you add the MLS drip under search alerts. And then under active campaigns, this would be the next thing I'd wanna add. I'm gonna go here to my campaigns, and I'm gonna pick, I don't know, default newly buyer, for example, and add that person. So once they come in, you wanna make sure that you can add them to a campaign and get them ready to go. And then as you were asking about market reports, right here is your market reports. So if someone says, I want a market report, you just hit add. Let's say I want it for Bernie, Texas, 'cause that's where that home was at. And I click Bernie, and I wanna do it every 28 days. And I'm gonna turn it on. So now I know every 28 days I'm gonna get a market report. And then it's gonna be right here, ready to go for market report. Now, because I have a home here, and it looks like I'm a seller, because it has a listing valuation that I came in with an address, because of that, I can click update and send, and it will send your client an instant CMA about the house. And then it will go right to them and they can check it out. And then you'll call your client and say, oh, I saw that you checked in, I'm glad you enjoyed your home, et cetera, et cetera. And then you can have a conversation about the price, what they thought, then you can make a listing appointment to go sit down and go over the data with them and help them figure it out. And that's under listing valuation, okay? So the 5 things you should do for every client, these are the 5 big things for every client. You need to call them and text them, of course. If they don't answer, call and text. You need to put them on a search alert, an active campaign, and a market report at least. Everyone that comes in should be on those. Now, if they're a seller, they should also get a listing valuation. So again, call, text, search alert, active campaign, market report. And there, if they're a seller, you get a listing valuation as well. Okay? Everyone good there? All right, we're gonna make it through. We're almost there. No one's getting more boring. Okay? So now, the other thing I want to show you at the top where it says profile details. Here at the top, profile details. If you go here, and then I edit details, if I had a closing with this client, and I go here where it says last closed under call text options, if I go to last closed and I put in a date of when our home closing was, and turn this on, it's gonna send them a anniversary home closing message automatically for you. We're gonna turn that setting on in a second. And it'll do it every year without you having to remember. As long as you have the date in there when you close on their home. Okay, it's gonna say, thank you, it's a pleasure working with you, da-da-da, wonderful, happy closing anniversary. And the same thing if you have their birthday, you can put in their birthday and turn that on, then it will send them a birthday message as well. Automatically from your system without you having to do anything. Okay, so that's an easy thing to get a birthday and a home closing kind of put in there for you. You just have to do that again at the top under profile details. And then the alerts are the MLS strips.
I have a question. Under
Yep.
your button of more actions, when you click on it, what does it mean to move to the pond?
Which
Or
more?
go back to the other page,
Here?
right there on the right, more actions on the right
Oh,
there.
here on, yep,
Yep,
at
the-
the bottom, move to pond.
Yeah, what is
Okay,
that?
so that's if you have a team or a group, you should have that being an admin. You can create a pond and you can put your leads in the pond and then agents can fish from the pond to pull leads to themselves.
Awesome.
And then you can, so say you have a group of Zillow, Facebook, and or your leads from your property management. Each of those can be their different pond, and you can only allow certain agents to access each pond. So if you have agents that are working and that work a lot, they don't have a lot of time, they only want 1 or 2 leads a month, you could just have them access your leads that are long-term, because they're not gonna have a lot of time to work with them. And then you can have things like that where you can limit the agents to different ponds, and they can fish there as leads come in. So it's a really cool way they kind of organize it if you have that team add-on. So if you have that add-on, or if you're the admin, you can do that.
So, question about the updating the close date.
Yep.
So if you have somebody who's selling with you,
Mm-hmm.
and, so let's say you sell their house, they close on that, and then obviously they have, let's say you do a contingency contract, are you only able to update one closing date? I guess that would make sense to only update the closing date for the home that they
Yep.
bought with you.
You only have one closing date you can put in here,
Okay,
last close, only one date.
I think I answered my own question.
Okay, that's right, yep. Everyone else okay?
So if somebody just replies to our email
Yep,
and
they'll be
says,
active.
unsubscribe me,
They'll still be considered an active lead, we'll turn that setting on, and then you would reach out to them and you'd call them
okay,
and say, hey, Andrew, I see that, I wouldn't even tell them that they unsubscribe. I'd say, hey, Andrew, you're on my website, check out my home, I just wanted to see if you had any questions, whatever your script is. Do you have any questions, how can I help you out? And then you would have that conversation. And hopefully you'd be able to help them out that way.
okay.
Okay?
But
Right.
with KvCORE, when you load your contacts into your sphere, they all get a notification.
Correct, they'll all get the one asking about if they want to, but that's a different, that'll be a different one saying that they wanna get a market report.
Right.
Yep. And that just says a good way to keep in track of the market is a market report, would you like a market report? And then you'll be able to do that and just kinda check it out that way.
So I'm saying if they reply via email and subscribe me via, via email versus hitting the unsubscribe link, we manually have to go in and unsubscribe them, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep, you gotta unsubscribe. Okay, everyone else good? Good questions, okay, good. All right, I'm gonna close the person down, and on the left here, I'm gonna click on listings, company listings. Listings, company listings. These are all the listings you have in your broker in your MLS. So remember, your broker owns your listings, so brokers don't care if you're in the same broker usually and you share each other's listings. I've never had a broker to say no. If they're not in your broker and you wanna play with someone's listing, you should ask for permission. Okay, don't just be Wild West and ask for permission to make sure. I know in Laredo, you have to have it in writing from the other agent that you can use it. They're very strict down there in Laredo. Because people have done crazy stuff with their listings and the listing agent has gotten in trouble, sued by the owner that they weren't allowed to do that, because other agents were doing stuff.
Kinda like the agents that got in trouble here in San Antonio for holding open houses and properties that weren't theirs.
Did they get permission?
No.
Obviously not, yep.
That was just the last couple of months.
Yeah, you have to get permission if it's not your property to do an open house, of course. But even to do anything advertising, you have to get permission to advertise. So, but if it's your broker, that's why I went to listings, company listings. If it's your broker, they usually don't care and you're good to go usually.
Because normally it's not really, you may be the listing agent. but
You don't own the broker, you don't own the listing, the broker owns the
belongs to the
listing.
broker.
Yep. So I'm just gonna pick one of these homes, like this is fine, this one here. And then I'm gonna pick on a home and click on it to open it up. And just open up any home. Right, and just pick a home and open it. And then on the right, the first thing I want you to look at is what's called this direct link on the right here. So you wanna click on this direct link. And then when you click this direct link, this is a single property squeeze page of that property. And it's already pre-built for you. And here it is, ready to go. So again, I'm in the same broker, but it also shows the other agent right here, and you can't get rid of that, so you're not stealing their listing. And know it's the same broker. So what I can do here is if someone says, Andrew, I wanna learn more about 7303 Autumn Flower, I can go here, copy this link, and send it to them. And then they have a single property squeeze page where if they're not in my KvCORE or BoldTrails, it'll catch them and put them in there for me. And then it'll be good that way. Okay,
What was that again?
right here, this direct link. And you could copy that and send it to anybody who wants to learn more about this property. And it automatically is this, a single property squeeze page. Just like at the bottom of your website we went over earlier. Okay? Go back here. The other thing I want to show you, if you go to more actions on the right, say I was going to do an open house and I had permission, not stealing it, and get in trouble. If I go to here, more actions, if I go here to print flyer, this creates a really nice 3-page flyer for this property. Once it loads up. And this flyer is, see, it's really kind of pretty, has some pictures, talks everything about the home, and then it shows the local school districts, how far away you are, where they are, everything about you and the client. So this is a really cool thing to put, like, if you create a listing book for all of your listings, which you should, that has all the property information, so agents can look at it and they can look at all the information. This could be an easy thing to put into your listing books. Or if you have a listing and you want to do an open house, people come in, you can have this sitting at the counter in a book, where people can learn about the home by just checking it out right there in the book. It's an easy way to get information on the property. So again, more actions, print flyer. Right there, and that gives you the flyer ready to go. The other thing you can do is more actions, you can generate the QR code. And if you generate the QR code, this is a QR code for this single property squeeze page of this one right here. And that's the QR code for that. So I can have this QR code, what I like to do with it is print them off when I do an open house, and I'll make it as big as I can on a piece of paper, and I'll stick it to like a little sign in the yard. So people driving by, I'll say, get the information for the house here. So anyone who's driving by for drive-bys, a lot of people go to open houses and just drive by and don't stop. You'll see them. So this way, if they're driving by and they don't stop, you can still catch them with a QR code and still get a lead into your KvCORE, but they'll catch them. So this lets you catch them that way.
It's like Pokemon.
Exactly, they catch them all, just like Pokemon. This is how you're gonna catch them. Okay? And it opens up that single property squeeze page, where they can look at a couple pictures, and then after they've looked at so much, it makes them, there it is, boom. I'm not in her system, so it makes me sign in now. So I can only look at 4 or 5 pictures, and I have to sign in. And that's how it catches you. Any questions on that?
So I just have to highlight that blue? No.
Right here, you just
Yeah.
click those 2 squares, that
Oh,
copies it.
that's,
It's that easy. Yep, those 2 squares mean
so then
copy,
just go to an email and paste it
and that's it. You just send it to somebody. Yep.
and send it to myself?
Yep.
Okay,
You have to practice.
Yeah.
Okay, the other part under more actions, you can go here, and if you want to, you can share it instantly to Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest. And now for Craigslist, I'm gonna click Craigslist. If you've already had the plugin installed, it goes just like this, and it goes correctly to places for you. You go right to Craigslist. Okay, and then you have it installed, ready to go. This only works on Chrome or Edge for anyone watching the video. It doesn't work on Safari, because it is a Chrome plugin. Okay, and hopefully you guys already have that done. I have another YouTube video that talks about how to install the plugin. I'll link it into the, if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll link it into the section in there, so you'll have that YouTube video.
And what's the plug-in again?
It's the Craigslist plugin for KvCORE. You already have it, we did it in class. And you know you have it when you click on more actions, post to Craigslist, and this happens, it does everything for you. Okay, everyone have that? If you're in Chrome, it'll work. If you're in Safari, it doesn't work.
okay,
You have to be in Chrome. It doesn't work in Safari because it's a Chrome plugin.
I'm in Safari, so.
That's why, yep.
This is an unpublished draft.
So what you do next is you go back to BoldTrails or KvCORE, you copy the MLS number, and then you change it where it said this is an unpublished draft on the top left, you edit it, and then the second to the bottom line, I'm gonna change Yvonne here, I'm gonna change that to the MLS number, and then you change this smart number to your cell phone. I'm just gonna quickly grab her phone number here. And then you change the cell phone, the smart number here, to her cell phone. And then that way, if someone's interested, and because I'm in the same broker, I'm gonna delete the other agent's info. If I wasn't in the same broker, I would leave it in there, so it's not saying it's my listing, or my broker's listing. So now if I get a link from this lead that I'm putting out there, they're gonna text that MLS number to that phone number, and then you know what they're talking about. And this is an easy way to get leads off KvCORE from Craigslist. Okay, if you do this, like I mentioned the other day, you want to do 15 times a day, at least 5 in the morning, 5 in the evening, 5 at night. And you can see how quick we just did this one. And then I would show my phone number, all that. And again, I would put her phone number in there, and then I would grab her name. Make sure I spelled it right. Hold on, okay. There it is. And then I'd continue, and then I would publish the draft. And there it is. And if I log in real quick, I'll be able to, if you're not logged in, just re-log in, and then continue, and then publish, and then it'll be good to go. Then your draft is published. That's it, I got it in. Okay, any questions on that? I know we did that the other day too. But this is a good way to get easy free leads, is more actions post to Craigslist. And you can do that, okay? Now you can also click here at the bottom and hit matching buyers. If you have any buyers that are looking for this type of property, she doesn't have any right now, they would show up right here. I can also hit similar listings or nearby. If I go to nearby, it shows other homes for sale in the area close to this. And then I can see what's around just like this home. And have an idea what's in the area. Okay, so you can do quite a bit in listings and have a lot of fun with this. Now, if I wanted to boost a property to get leads that I don't want to run, that I want KvCORE to run ads for me, if I click boost property, and then I'm just going to get started, next and next, it shows you your options. You want to boost for the price of $169 or $179, whatever it has for your options. If you boosted before, they'll give you a discount. The more you boost, the cheaper they give you the price. So she's boosted before, so they gave her a discount on her price. And then once you've done that, you always want to do the 3 weeks. That'll give you enough leads to try to get a good one out of there. It just depends. Sometimes you get a lot of looky-loos. Sometimes you don't get great leads. It just depends what's going on. You just have to keep trying and boosting if you want. This is a way, it costs you, what, 170 bucks? At least one or two homes a month. This is a very inexpensive way to get leads. They might not be great leads, but at least you're filling your pipeline with leads. And you have something you can work. Okay, and that's just one way you can do it. All right, any questions on this? You good? Okay, so the last thing we want to look at then, we want to go back to this marketing section, back to your left in BoldTrails or KvCORE Marketing, All Marketing Tools. So click Marketing, or in KvCORE Marketing, All Marketing Tools. And then here, we're going to go to the bottom. We're looking for behavioral automation, and we're going to open that up. So I want everything turned on. I don't turn on client or closed, because those people shouldn't be looking at homes anymore anyway. Or you can leave them all on if you want. It's up to you. And then it lets you know what this is. This is a behavior. If people are looking at homes, searching on the internet, doing stuff, this lets you know when they've done so many things so often. And it loads it up that way.
What about contract?
It's up to you. I turn mine off, but she wanted hers on, which is fine. You can even turn them all on, it doesn't matter. It just lets you know when they're active. I just don't care that my close or contract, my clients, I know they're looking at homes hopefully. So I don't want to be reminded every day that they're looking at homes. It gets annoying when you have a lot of them going out. Okay, in this one, there's nothing to save. I'm gonna go to the top left, back to marketing. And the next thing I'm looking at is birthday and anniversary. And I'm gonna make sure all those are turned on. Every button is blue or gray or whatever. Dark blue, light blue, whatever it is. Birthday and anniversary. Top left, go back, birthday and anniversary. And you wanna turn all these on if they're not turned on. And then at the bottom of your screen, you're gonna hit save on both sides if you change anything. That way we talked about the person where we added their close date and their anniversary date. This is what's that talking about. This is your birthday and anniversary. Okay, everyone good there? Okay, I'm gonna go back to the top and I'm gonna hit back to marketing. And now I'm gonna look for the one that says market report and listing valuation settings. And I'm gonna hit get started. And it's gonna open this up and I'm gonna turn those buttons on as well. The market report and listing valuation settings. So what this does for the market report and listing valuation, it sets up an automated market report when your clients come in and have looked at one property at least. And if they have a home for sale, like I already had my address and it already had this set for me, it already has the CMA ready to go. All you have to do is hit update and send for your client. You don't have to add in their address, it gets everything built, ready to go. And then you're ready to roll for that. Okay, just click those 3 buttons so that saves you the hassle of having to do that. It does it automatically for you. Now the other one I want to look at is schedule mass emails. So hers turned on. Did your guys open when you click schedule mass email?
Let me see.
See if it tells you to still log in or sign up or whatever. Or did it open up like this with the green in the top right?
I've got the green now.
Are you good, Robert? Do you have the green?
showing,
You do, yours is purple, but it's
And the
there.
top right is purple, okay?
See the scheduled email at the top?
scheduled email here?
Yes, sir.
Or whatever color it is, yeah, purple, green, whatever they're doing, they do crazy colors. Whatever color they're gonna do. So this, if you've never done this before, for people watching the video, it might ask you to opt in or sign up. If it asks you that, you should be able to do this, Sylvia, you should be in. If you
It's
have,
frozen still on the little squares, but it's okay, I'll
then
look
just
at
try to
it.
refresh and do it again, yeah. So if you wanna opt in, it'll ask you for your name, what you're gonna use it for, and you're gonna say, send out holiday greetings, and then you're gonna agree to the non-spamming, and then you're gonna hit submit. It takes about 2 days to get approved for this, 2 days,
Mm.
okay? If you haven't already gotten it. If you've already been in, I think you've already been in before, so you should be okay. So I'm gonna show you how to send out a holiday greeting right now. Okay, so you're gonna go right here, top right, and click schedule email if you can get in. If not, you can come back and watch this again at this point.
Mm.
And if you go to schedule email, this section right here, so where it says send a contact with status, you're gonna click on that little white button, and you're gonna pick every type of contact that's in there. And then it's in there right there. And you're gonna pick them all these type of contacts, okay? So it goes to everyone in your KvCORE BoldTrails. And then I'm gonna pick the date in the top right, and I'm gonna do it the day before Thanksgiving, because this is gonna be a Thanksgiving one. And then I'm gonna pick a time, I'll say I'll send it at 3 p.m. the day before Thanksgiving. So again, send a contact with status, click that button, pick every contact. When to send, I put the date and the time. And then under templates here on the left, I'm gonna put in the word holiday. And I'm gonna click Thanksgiving number 3, it doesn't matter which one. Okay, everyone good so far?
I'm sorry, I was selecting.
So send a contact, you get
Mhm.
that? Did you go on the top right, when to send?
Okay.
And you tick the date and the time, I like to do it the day before Thanksgiving, but either one's fine.
Okay.
The date and the time, and then underneath, send a contact with status, it says templates. You're gonna put in the word holiday. And then I just picked holiday Thanksgiving 3. They're very similar, just slightly different messages. And then the whole message is ready to go, even the pretty picture, a little cute message, everything. And then you just hit schedule. Okay, can you help, Robert, you good?
It's not letting me change the date up there.
Let me see where you are. Okay, there you go. And change the date, and okay. And then click the time. And you just touch it, there you go, and then just pick your time. Good.
I'll wait a little.
You wanna wake him up? Nope. Take the time, don't go too early, you don't wanna get him angry. There you go, and then you're gonna go here to templates and click there, and type in the word holiday. And once you put in the word holiday, you'll see it says Thanksgiving, there you go, click on the Thanksgiving. Either one, it doesn't matter. And that's it, then it will take a second to load, and we'll go all the way through. Oh, didn't pick it up? I'll try to- Here it goes, and then we'll load it up right there. Okay, is everyone else okay?
It's just,
Let me see where you are,
it's just
Sylvia.
frozen at this part and I can't get it to,
Okay,
see, it doesn't do nothing.
let's try to get marking.
Um,
Okay, thought you did something. Go back.
Would you put the signed agent signature?
Nope, you don't have to, because it's already in the message. See, you have everything else, it just won't let you move your screen down.
Right,
That's crazy, won't let you move your screen down, but
okay, that's okay, I don't wanna stop.
you're good. I don't know why, do you have anything clicked anywhere?
Mm-mm.
Here, I just made it smaller. And we'll go to schedule mass emails. And go schedule email. We'll just make it bigger again. We'll fight it if it tries to fight us. There you go.
Thank you.
Yep.
It's good, you're good, it's okay, you're there.
Okay. Okay,
I see.
and then again, all you're gonna do under template, right here under template again, you're gonna put Thanksgiving or whatever, type in the word holiday or Thanksgiving, and then pick one. And then above that, it says send to contact with status. Click on that little white button, and then hit the drop down and pick every single drop down,
Oh, I see.
and just click on them all. And then once you have them all picked, in the top left, it says when to send, you're gonna pick the date and the time. And then you just hit schedule, you don't have to do anything else. And then it will automatically, takes a second to load up the schedule, and then it will be loaded up, ready to send. And here it is, she has hers going to 628 people.
Nice.
And that's the one with what everybody in your KvCORE will go out. So then you'll have it set to go. So now hers is set to go for Thanksgiving. And then you would come back in, you do a Christmas one. They also have a bunch of New Year's. They also have a Thanksgiving, and they also have a Halloween. And a Valentine's, I think.
Take a day and set up all of them.
So it takes like 5 minutes. Once it takes, you can see 10 minutes, you'll have them all set for the year.
On the bottom, right above schedule, it's got a button to turn on for include assigned agent signature.
It's already included in that wording because it says agent signature in there from your profile.
Right,
So if you want to put it twice, you can, but you don't have to. I don't click that
okay.
because I don't want to put it twice.
Thank you for the clarification. I thought that perhaps this would be
Yeah,
signed
'cause
by
see right
my
here-
team.
No, so if I pick if I do holiday again and do seasons greetings, whatever that one is, there's tons of New Year's. Okay, slow down, here it is, happy holidays. And then when it pops in here, it's signed agent signature, so whatever your signature is on your profile is what shows up in there.
Okay,
So I don't have to turn this one on because it's already here. And then that's my Christmas one, then I do the same thing. I click the button, I pick every single person. And if you guys don't have a mouse, you can see how much easier it is with a mouse. That's probably something you want to look at. And then December 25th, I guess I'm just having Christmas Day, and I might do it at 3 p.m. on Christmas. And then I schedule it. There you go, I just scheduled the holiday on Christmas.
And to unschedule it, you change your mind,
All you
go
did
back to
is
edit and
delete
take
this
it
little
off.
button and it'll get rid of it. So now she has her Christmas, Thanksgiving, and then I can go in and do the happy holidays for all the other ones you have. And they have some Canada ones. You have anyone from Canada? I know we're in Texas, so there's not as many Canada people here. But if anyone watching the video, if you have Canada ones, you can put those in theirs too. And then you can pick your ones there. Okay, everyone good there? Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do is click on marketing again, or all marketing tools. And you're looking for CMA Builder, CMA Builder. And I'm gonna hit get CMA Builder and get started. And I'm just gonna put my name in there. And this, Sylvia, I'm gonna try your property on this one.
Awesome. I'm gonna watch you.
There it is, Rabbit Run, this one showed, okay. So all you do is put your name and an address and hit build CMA. It does take a couple minutes, or seconds, like 30, 40 seconds sometimes. And it's gonna do its best to find a quick CMA. This usually works really good if you're in a subdivision, but not so good if you're like in the country or there's no comparables close. So keep that in mind. If it's like petite, anything like that, it's terrible. It gives you crazy numbers. But like for this one right here, once it did that, you can see at the top it says your Rabbit Run is generated. Click here to download. So I'm gonna go right here and go click here, and it's gonna open it up, and here's the CMA for Rabbit Run. So it's saying the rough estimate is 793. Is that pretty close?
I have it listed for $7.99.
And you have it listed for $7.99.
And I
Perfect.
have an appraisal for $9.45
$9.45, wow.
by Ingram Appraisals.
Okay, so that's a great, so if I'm looking for a home, if you're
Yeah.
watching the video,
It's a great equity
222 Rabbit
property.
Run, you have 200,000 equity already, or close to that.
Paying
100
bonus and full.
And bonus for agents, so that's something I'm gonna have to go talk about. Yep, so it's not land, it's a house now. Yep, and then it has the comparables it picked, so this is a good way too to just kind of check comparables. So you can see how close it did, right
Yeah.
on to what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So this gives you good numbers if you're in a subdivision like this is close to area. If not, it doesn't do a great job like in Petite or somewhere out there in the middle of nowhere. It gives you weird because it has to search so far for comparables.
It won't show any photos, that's the front, but
This is just the front, sometimes it does, but sometimes it only shows one. And see, it has a bunch of comparables in here for different, some of them are older, so not all their comparables are great. Like some of these distance are 0.3, 0.7, they had to go a little farther out to find some of them,
and this is a new construction too.
that's why.
Never lived in.
That's why it's gonna be worth more.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so that's your quick CMA right there. And that's how you check it. So now we're gonna go back to marketing or all marketing tools if you're in KvCORE or marketing here, and you're looking for smart campaigns. And we're gonna open up smart campaigns. Okay. And in smart campaigns, we're gonna tell you the 4 campaigns that should be on. If you don't have any campaigns, I'll show you first how to add campaigns. Okay, and then I'll show you to check them. So if you wanna add them all anyway, you can. It's okay if you have double. It doesn't hurt anything to have double campaigns. You just can't turn them all on. At the top, it says System Library. Okay, System Library. And I'm gonna go there. And the 4 campaigns, this will be, I'll just go through it, so pay attention if you're watching the video or not. The 4 campaigns is default closed, that's number 1. And it's in alphabetical order, so I'm gonna go to default closed, and then go to the far right and add to my library. If you don't have it in there, this is how you add it to your library. And then I'm gonna go down to default homeowner sphere. Default homeowner sphere, I'm gonna add that one to my library. Then I'm gonna go to default new lead buyer, the one that says 43, make sure it's the one that says 43. Add that one to your library. And then at the end, I'm gonna go to open house. If I can find it, here it is, open house. I'm gonna add open house to my library. Not system open house or core open house, just open house. There's a couple other ones out there, stick with the original, open house.
Default closed and what were the other?
Default homeowner sphere, default new lead buyer, and open house. So again, default closed, default homeowner sphere, default new lead buyer, and open house. Those are the 4 we're gonna add here. Then I'm gonna give you a good one for a minute for a seller one. Okay, so again, default closed, default homeowner sphere, default new lead buyer, and open house. And then then you go back to the very top and you click on My Campaigns, and all those campaigns will be there. And then you're just gonna go to the right, like here's default closed, it's turned on. She can have other ones on if she wants. Default homeowner sphere is turned on. Default new lead buyer is turned on, ready to go. And then here, open house is turned on, and then we're gonna add bestseller campaign, which is, I'm gonna turn that on for, and I'll show you how to add that right now. And if you're watching the video on YouTube, that will be linked into the copy your profile and beginner sheet. Okay, this is your bestseller campaign for sellers. So to add this campaign, you're gonna go back to that copy your profile and beginning setup. And then right here at the second to the bottom page, it says bestseller campaigns. I'll make it a little bit bigger so we can see it on the screen better. Right here, bestseller campaign. And you're gonna copy those letters and numbers. And then you're gonna go to BoldTrails at the top. Don't click on add campaign. Click it to those 2 squares next to add campaign and paste it. And then you hit return or enter. And then it says, are you sure you wanna add it? And that clones the campaign. I'm gonna hit no, because I already have it in there. And then you're gonna clone the campaign. It takes about, it's been lately taking like a couple of hours to go through. It used to take 5 minutes. Lately it's been taking a little bit longer. Like I did it yesterday and it took me an hour before they showed up. So be patient when you clone it. It sometimes takes a minute to process the system, but you can clone it out that way and get it in there. Okay, and that gets all your campaigns loaded. So then you have default closed, default homeowner sphere, default new lead buyer, open house, and bestseller. You have all those 5 turned on, ready to go. So no matter what type of client you get and what type of lead you get, they're gonna be ready to go and you have them talking to them automatically. Ready to roll. Okay, any questions, guys?